Assalamu alaikum. Please excuse the voice, ladies. I've got a sore throat, but I'm so excited to get started. When I was young, I used to observe my mom stitching clothes. She is a very talented lady, Allahumma barik. She made sure we always had beautiful dresses in the fabric that was comfortable or pretty according to the occasion, and at the same time was really modest. We just don't have that much customization when you buy things ready-made from outside. You just have to deal with whatever you get. So I used to observe her, and she would often give me a piece of cloth and a needle with a thread on it. And she'd let me experiment. And I would get tangled up, and I would get frustrated, and she would guide me and show me how to do things properly. Initially, she taught me the basic stitch. That's the first thing I learned, is to stitch in a straight line. The simple up and down stitch, as illustrated in the picture. I remember I was probably 7 years old, and I had this doll that I loved and took care of. But one day my mom asked me, "Do you want to stitch clothes for this doll?" I was excited. It blew my mind away that I could actually do that. So I enthusiastically agreed. She cut for me a basic dress, front and back. Remember, it was white cloth, and she marked it with a blue pen. She marked the edges, and she told me to do the basic stitch along the edges where she marked. And as soon as I finished, and we turned it inside out, I was mesmerized. It was amazing. And what's more, it did fit my doll. I was so happy. Then we did the trousers. And then later on, I learned some decorative stitches. So I made some flowers with colorful threads, and it looked so pretty that it got stolen away. I remember frantically searching for it everywhere. But subhanAllah, that's life. Sometimes you just have to cry about things and then move on. Anyway, my mom used to tell us, imagine you bought a beautiful and expensive dress, but it loses a few buttons. It happens. The everyday wear and tears are part of life. So she said, are you going to throw that dress away just because it lost a few buttons? Of course not. That's incredibly wasteful. So she taught me how to stitch some buttons, and then how to make some basic repairs. And I must say that it's come incredibly handy. Now I can just stitch minor things by myself. If a bag is ripped, for example, or if the seam's open on one of my beautiful dresses by me tripping and falling, it has happened, I could just fix it myself. It is way more practical than searching for a tailor and paying every single time to get those simple repairs done. The bills can stack up, especially if you have more members in your family. And ladies, those early years in your child's life, they are eager to learn, incredibly flexible, open to trying new things. These are the years that you should expose them to loads of skills and experiences, and let them try everything once. Everything halal, of course. You never know. They might have a talent or passion for something, but unless they get to try it, they wouldn't discover it. If a person tries something in their childhood, they're much more open to doing them later on in their life when they need to. It could be very daunting if you try something completely new for the first time when you're an adult. If you have any doubts, ask yourself these questions. How willing are you to learn a completely new language? What about programming? If you've never done it before, do you want to give it a go? Or how open are you to eating a grasshopper for food? It is halal. Even Prophet ﷺ didn't want to eat an unfamiliar food when it was presented to him as an adult. Besides, ladies, you never know. Your children might even end up making it a means of their halal rizq, their sustenance. Now let's dive in. For 2 to 4 age group, it is all about developing their eye and hand coordination, their focus, and their passion. At this age, there are no rules. Let them thread however they like. Don't ask them to do it a specific way. Let them explore however their heart desires. For that, we're going to get things that have big holes that they can thread through. At this stage, they don't need needles. They can get laces, they can get beads with big holes that they can lace through, or even getting simple pipe cleaners. Putting them through colander holes can develop the same skills. Or on the right side, as you can see, the lacing board, something similar. Or if you just want to go completely basic, you can just get cardboard, puncture a few holes in it, and let them stick earbuds in it. Those are all the things that's going to help them develop stitching skills later on in life. For ages 5 to 7, now you can start introducing some real needles. However, initially introduce plastic needles with bigger holes that they can put yarn through. Teach them how to put yarn in the needle. Then get them to do a basic stitch. You can simply poke some holes through a felt cloth with something sharp like a knife or barbecue skewer. Poke some holes inside and let them needle yarn through those holes. You can start introducing a bit of purpose behind the stitches. Let's make a circle, for example. Let's make a triangle, for example. This green felt cloth is for my son. He's 5 years old and he's currently working on this car model that he got really excited about. Once they are closer to 7 years old, you can introduce metallic needle, but make sure that it is blunt from the front. Check it on your finger. If it is blunt, it's not going to hurt them. Small scrapes are fine. This is what's going to teach them to be cautious. So about 7 years of age, they can start working on a button, for example, simple stitch, or stitching on a normal cloth. Remember, it's normal for children to get frustrated when the thread gets tangled up. So you will need a lot of patience and calmness to tell them, it's okay, I'm here to help you. This happens, it's normal, it does happen. And with practice, you're going to get better at it. And bring their attention to their progress. Look at what you did. Doesn't that look nice? And inshallah, the sense of achievement is going to propel them forward. From 7 onwards, you're going to start introducing material to your child according to their skill and maturity level, based on how they've been handling stitching materials in the past. Around 9 years of age, you can actually get them a sewing kit and teach them how to use the thimble that goes on the receiving hand's finger. When they're poking a hole through a cloth, the receiving hand should have a thimble demonstrated in the picture so they don't get poked. They're being responsible with needles. We can start introducing them to the machine as well. There's something about that machine that gives you this incredibly powerful feeling, as if you are a professional. And if you get to the machine stage, the possibilities are limitless. All right, I'll leave you with today's challenge, inshallah. Please comment done when your child has completed this challenge. Also send me the picture in our WhatsApp group. I would love to see them. Bismillah.